Hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're doing swell. I have a goal today. Hopefully I'll stay on goal. After I kill this Talus, right there, we're gonna go underground. We're gonna kill all 12 dungeon bosses underground. I've already killed a couple, but we're gonna just go for it. We're killing all of them. Do I have a thing? I do. Okay. Come on, Talus. Let's go. Nice. Nice. Enter the taint. I think I have a cobble crusher that might do better, actually. Give me that diamond! Okay. Ba-da-bum-bum-ba-dum. Oh, I thought I had a cobble crusher. I guess I don't. Okay. So... this is... still the best one? Maybe that one. Oh, why? Oh my god. I literally hit the A button like 6 times. Yeah, 2 more times. Yeah, he's dead. Boom. Nice. Hey, what are you doing? Go lay down. Alright, so that guy is dead. But... oh, I did get the bubble frog. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's start below. I think I've marked them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this one's a Coliseum. This one's done. And then these 3 here. And then those 2 there. And then those 3 up here. Okay, so let's start with this one down here, I guess. I think that's, like I said, I've already defeated a lot of them, but we're just gonna go for it. That way? Yes, this way. Okay. I wonder who this one's gonna be. I think my least favorite fight is, I think, the Queen Gibdo fight is my least favorite, I think. Come on. This is an incline. Let's go. Stupid. I might not stream long tonight. I feel like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I'm kind of in a little grumpy mood because I'm tired. So, I feel like I might, like, unnecessarily rage tonight for no reason. So, if I feel myself starting to get, like, not in a good headspace or whatever, we'll just call it a little early tonight. Hey, Tatiana, how are you? Welcome in. These last 2 pose. Oh, I should have grabbed that bomb, but it's fine. Alright, so it should be... oh, there's Farosh. Hey, welcome in. How are you? Devin. Doing great. Good. Glad to hear it. Tatiana, how was your day? Tatiana, have you finished this yet? You haven't finished this, right? You haven't finished this game yet. Hey, Laz. Welcome in. How are you? Oh, it's Colgera. I think I've already fought Colgera. So for those who are just popping in, the goal tonight is we are going to defeat all 12 dungeon bosses in the depths, in the underworld. And we're starting off first right here with the easy peasy Colgera. I've already beaten a lot of them. Like, I've already beaten a good chunk of them. But I don't know which ones. And, like, this is fun. So we're just gonna do it. I think I've already done this one. Yeah, because there's no chest down there. I've done this one. Alright. Colgera, number 1. We already beat Colgera, but it's so easy and I love this fight. You got this? Oh yeah, this is such an easy boss. 32 shrines and 4 light roots. No dungeons? Holy smokes. Are you just having fun exploring? Because that's what has been taking me so long. I need wings. There we go, wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Can you break its belly, please? Like, what is going on? Thank you. Oh, because I have a garbage bow. That's what's going on. Because I have a little wimpy little bow. Okay, I gotta get back. I gotta get closer. Where are you going? I need to get to your belly! Hey, Biggie! This music was fucking crazy. Bruh. The Colgera fight is so good. It's such an easy fight, but it's so fun. You know what I mean? Like, they did a really good job at just making it a fun boss fight. No, it is. It's the bow. Look, see? It's a Boko bow. It's absolutely the bow. Let's go. I don't want to use my Dragon King. Alright, I'll use this Royal. Yeah, no, it's definitely the bow. I could tell by the bow that I was holding. It's so good. Zelda music is so good. God, like, I listen to it, like, for fun. Like, I, like, listen to Zelda music just for fun, because it's so good. It slaps so hard. Guys, how was everyone's weekend? Who's on that Diablo life? I got it gifted to me, and I haven't played it yet. I need to get low. Alright, get up. I can't see. There. Yep. And there. Yep. Ah, my nose. My nose. Oh, hell no. You're not getting away. No, get one hit. No! Damn. Okay. I'm on that food. Come alive. Oh my god. I have to eat. I did eat earlier, but I have to eat again. The Tulin and going into that dive with the flute just goes insane. It's so good. So good. Oh, that was too low. What am I? Why? I was like, why can't I see? Alright, there we go. Let's get a wing and another wing. I probably didn't need a wing, but I'd rather just ensure the hit, you know? No, I just need to get the center one. Man. It would have been great if I could have gotten the center one before he bounced. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, there it is. Let's get the belly. Pop. And pop. It's so good. The music's so good. All right, that's 1 out of 12. You're on that Diablo life? Devin, what class would I like? What class would be a good class for me? Alright, this one's done. No treasure though, because we already did it. Literally could just go ballistic to this song. It's so good. And you know what the best one is though? Bum 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 bum. The Molduga is so good. Like I wanna go fight every Molduga and punch it in the face. Because the Molduga music is so good. Molduga music fucking slaps. Alright, that's one boss down. Should I leave them on the map? No, I should take them off the map once I beat them, right? Hmm. I should probably take them off the map. I'd say new marker, but what? Maybe that for, like, defeated? Okay. Alright, next. This is not a boss. This is the Coliseum, so this one's done. I did this. Fucking nightmare over here. Alright, so there's these three. Bum 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 bum. I wanna go punch a Molduga right now so I'm so amped up. Rogue is fun and fast-paced, but you have some resource management, okay? Brienne's face tank. Druid isn't any good till endgame. Sorcerer starts really strong, but struggles late game. Necro is all around good. Interesting. See, like, if it were up to me, like, I naturally would have gravitated towards Sorcerer just because, like, playstyle, but because I'm late to the game, there's already a Sorcerer in our group, and I figured I might as well be... Like, I might as well, like, contribute something, you know? Wait, that's where I have to go over there. Necro. Plus Necro Soul is great, really? Interesting. Are we friends on Blizzard, Devin? Have I beaten that construct yet? I can't tell until I engage with it. This is a Queen Gibdo. I can see the trees. I don't think so. I'll have to add you. Yeah, definitely add me. Alright. I need to get up. Can be different. Yeah, I know. I just like... I just feel like my entire group of friends is playing without me, so like, I guess the least I can do is be of any use since they're not gonna wait for me or start over for me. It's fine. Maybe I'll stream this for a little bit. And maybe I'll fool around at Diablo. I'll do that off stream though. I'm not gonna stream Diablo. Alright. I absolutely hate this fight. I absolutely hate this fight. Alright, have I done this one? I think I've done this one too. Yeah. It's gonna say defeated in a second. Defeated. Okay. Where is Rijo Hushes? No, don't hit me. No, you fucking... Ah, Ragdoll Link! Oh, she's stuck in her own hive? This is amazing. She's gonna phase 2. She's gonna phase 2. She's gonna phase 2. There it is. Alright, phase 2 sucks. You know what also sucks? That you can't get Gibdo bones from this. Like, it's not a farmable Gibdo bone resource here. Which is stupid if you ask me. Sidon, come here. Sidon, come here. Alright, you too. You work too. Nice. Nice. Alright, redo. Nope, redo. Alright. Ooh, it's spicy in here. Oh my god, it literally hit whoever was in front of me instead of the hive. I can't fucking move. Reju, come here. Reju! This is absolutely stupid. Alright, do I have any elemental weaponry right now? Yes, I do. I have thunder. Except for it's not gonna do anything if you can't swing fast enough. Okay. It's not charged. It's not charged. Okay, let's go. Reju. Reju. Nice. Come on. And... after you get paid? I didn't know you were into Diablo. This is such an annoying fight because of the stupid Gibdos. Alright, where's she? There she is. Come on, get down. Got her. Wait, I hit her! What the burk? Alright, let's just hit her with an elemental arrow. Get down. There we go. Ooh, food. Wow, this has absolutely 0 health in here. Okay, that's fine. This is actually stupid right now. Come on, get up. The ragdoll in this game is embarrassing. Oh shit, okay. It's a two-handed, but not a spinny. Not a spin to win two-handed. Got it. Two-handed, but not a spin to win. Okay. She's done. Alright, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like, this is wind. Like, what do you do with it? Let's put it on the boomerang. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, I can't even throw it. Alright. I guess I could get these posed really quick since there's a bunch of them. Alright, next. I don't know what these are. Like, I can't tell what they are just by looking at them. They just have little skulls. I think I put a map in Discord that had, all of the locations. Like, who was in each location. I know for a fact that the 3 big arenas, like, I know that this one, like, these ones right here, these are Colgaras. These 2 big arenas right here are Colgaras. I know that. And then the one that we fought down here was a Colgara. So I know what those arenas look like. So wait, what did we just fight just now? Oh, see, that was just, it was just an arena, so I don't know how to differentiate. Okay. I want to get those, but I don't need them. All right, next. Let's go from... Let's go from here. Liked putting the Gypto wing on a spear for a tiny bit of rock breaking or other weapons to stagger non-boss enemies. I just felt like the Gypto wing was such a disappointing drop after everything. The big screen! Wow, wow, wee, whoa.
Wolfie7828 just resubscribed for 21 months. Watching on the big screen TV at my parents' while I sort files for my mom.
Wolfie, thank you so much for 21 months. Holy. That's so long. That's so long. Wolfie, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. How's it going at your parents' house? Just my usual stay at home? Yeah. Get a merger. Octo just drops a bunch of... Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That is true. The Mukto rock is nothing. But yeah, that's just like... It just feels nothing, you know? A beware. Oh, is there an event right now? Is there a Pokemon event? I don't own any? Wow, okay. Also, I hate that, once you mine all the mines, the only way to continue to get, Zonite is like these little, enemy groups. Old Spaghetti Factory? Oh my god, that sounds really good. I've never been there, but that sounds really good. Alright, I need to go hup. And hup. 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 Probably gonna literally climb this mountain into this boss fight. Wonder who it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be... I would say Goma, but I would guess that Goma's gonna be the three that are like kind of closer to Death Mountain. But I don't know. Actually, let me look. I have I put a thing in Discord. Where did I put it? Here it is. Zelda. Okay, so we've got... Oh, okay, so whatever's... Oh, so we're about to go to a Goma right now. So this is going to be a Marveled Goma. And then above Marveled Goma. So this one right here that we're going to is Goma. And then this one right here that we're going to go to after is another Queen Gibdo. I can hear her. Do you hear her? No, Mukto. Mukto is here, here, and here are Muktos. So this is a Goma, Marbled Goma, which is okay because her little foot is actually really helpful for mining. Yeah, see, I've already fought her, but she's the only one down here. She's gonna move her dumb foot. There's her foot every time. Oh my god! I pushed him once, but apparently I pushed it twice, even though I totally didn't push it twice. Oh, fuck. Shit! Oh my god, I hit the wrong button. Yeah. I'm doing absolutely terrible at this fight right now. Come here. Give me your foot. Okay. Ba ba ba. Alright, let's get something that does... Ooh, this is Gloom. Let's not do that. Okay. I should probably eat something. I probably should eat something. I should probably eat something. Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky. Don't get cocky. Eat something. I do this every time. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, second phase. Okay. Move out of the way. Heh heh. Heh. Oh my god. What just hit me? Come here, I need you, Yunobo. Do not knock me off, don't knock me off, you're almost dead! Yes, okay. I was gonna be like, do not knock me off, let me murder you. Alright, dead. Nice. Alright, let's get this big chonk. Let's put it on something chonky. Chonky. Let's do... Yeah, let's do this. It's fine. Okay, next is... What did I just say? So that's Mukdo Rock right above us. No, it's not. I lied. It's another Gibdo above us. Alright, so if we go... Trying to decide if I want to go from here down or if I want to go from here and around this Yiga clan stuff. Easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. We did it. Ugh. Alright, so if we go around all this... Edit. Make this green so we know which direction to go. Okay. Next. Oh, I already did this, didn't I? Yeah. I definitely did that. What am I doing? I am being silly. I need more fans. Ooh. I need more fans. Collector's Edition game guide? I don't know. I didn't plan on it, honestly. I'll take a look at it, and if it seems like it's anything that I would be... I'd be interested in, maybe. But I wasn't really planning on it, honestly. Are you, Tatiana? Okay, so... It's gonna be another Gibdo fight, I said, right? Yeah, so I should be able to see the trees relatively quickly. There they are. Ooh, and I haven't done this one yet. I see the, chest. There's the chest, I see it. Ooh, there's a lot of foes down here. Hi, Sully. Welcome in. Some people don't look. I don't know what to tell you. Some people don't look. 2 pre-order from Barnes & Noble, 1 to use and 1 to save. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, honestly, I just feel like, I don't know, they're so expensive. All that information's on the internet. For me, it just seems like a waste of money for me personally. But if it makes you happy, go for it. Can you? Oh my god, you're not gonna. Oh yeah, because the first phase is this. That's right, I'm dumb. I'm being silly goose. I'm being a silly goose. I always look. Some people don't look. And then, you know, I am a smidgen early tonight, so... You know, maybe people weren't looking. Can you stop for a second, please? You son of a... You... See, this is why I hate two-handed weapons! They take entirely too long to get started. Look, and now she's gone. Now she's gone. Yep. Amazing. This is why I fucking hate two-handed weapons, honestly. Spin to win, let's go. No, spin to win, please. Okay. Wow. What a giant, massive waste of my time and resources here. Okay, I guess we'll eat, waste all my food. No, don't hit me. Don't hit me. God damn it. How do you not get hit there? Like, I don't understand. My god. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, I'm not doing this with a two-handed weapon. Like, it's a waste of my time. Oh, she's gonna smash me again. Get up, Link, please. The ragdoll is so stupid in this game. It's embarrassing, actually. For you and for me, Link. Oh, and it broke? Because why not? Who needs functioning weapons in a boss fight? Like, who? Not me. Oh, I don't have a bow? Oh, I don't have a bow? That's nice. She's got like 3 hits left. She's got like 3 hits left. Come on. Nope, nope. She's gonna smash me. You're supposed to be ad clearing? I can't fucking be bothered. Ooh, that's not powerful enough on its own? Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see ya. Come on, don't smash on me. Nope. I actually, like, honest to God, genuinely don't know how to counter that attack. How did she just get her? What? Make it make sense, game. I just hit her. No, come on. Why is every weapon breaking in 1 hit? What was this fight? Oh my god, what was this fight? Holy crap. That was actually ridiculous. Okay, this one's done. Give me my charge, thank you. It's a full battery right there. We are almost done with my batteries, I think. Okay, I need to cook. Cook. Okay. Let's do a meat. Look at all that meat. Oh yeah, because I got amiibos last night. But yeah, look guys, I got amiibo cards. I'm so excited. Little amiibo cards. I scanned them all and I got so much fish and meat. Okay, let's look at see. Look at all the fish. Fish. Alright, so, let's do this. Hold. That'll be plenty. Makuhita in chat if that tickles anyone's fancy. Oh, okay. I turned at the last second there. That's fine. Hold. And this. And this. This would be good. Good food, good food. Not the greatest food. Okay, what else do we got here? Let's do... Cook. Okay, what else do I have that's arty? Oh yeah, I should have radishes now. Yeah, there we go. Hold. Hearty meat and the rice balls. Okay. What else do I have that's hearty? Do I have any hearty fishes? No. I'll do one of these, though. No! Decrease. Cook. Attack up. Let's go. Restore a lot of stamina. Temporarily increasing your defense. What's this one do? Nothing. It's just health. Okay. Yeah. Seafood and meat. Okay, last one. And let's do that. I don't care. Okay. Alright, let's continue. Energizing fish skewer. Alright, so this one is done. So... Okay, next we have... this one. Which is going to be a Makro Rock, which I think I've already fought this one, but whatever. Pretty sure I've already fought this guy. Because he's literally right here. Oh yeah, give me my hearts back first. Alright, look at all this beautiful... Oh yeah, we have gloom resist food. Do you guys know that's a thing? Because it is. Okay. Okay, let's go fight this stupid mud shark. Okay, I've already fought this one because its treasure is not here. Pretty sure I fought all three of these, yeah, see. No, come back. Come back. Yo, everyone just beat the shit out of him. Don't let him move. Go right into phase 2. And he's going into phase 2. Wonderful. It's so funny that this ended up being the first boss that I fought because it's so, like, just the whole concept is so annoying. There's no way I just got him. Go, go, go faster. Ah! Yeah, you're supposed to be using Sidon to help you clear, but I don't have time to be waiting for heroes to get their recharge back. You know, chat. Shit. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is much easier to do in the, what do you call it? Because in the actual temple, because you, have low gravity. So you can actually jump over that attack when he does it. That easy peasy, chat. Let's go. All right, and then he's gonna drop a bunch of nothing. Okay, just a bunch of octo stuff. Okay, so he's done, and that was already done because there's no treasure there. Okay, next we have these 2 Colgeras up here. I guess we can get those because those are gonna be stupid easy. Colgera's kind of embarrassment in terms of a boss. It's a fun fight. I don't want to say I wish it was more difficult because then I would be pissed that it's more difficult. But like I just wish it was a little bit more difficult, you know. Oh, behind me. I should see the giant boss floating up there. I was like, I should see it. I don't think I need. Oh, I haven't fought that Colgera. Look. Wow. Amazing. Why are you staying still? Oh. Pop. Pop. Let's see if I can. Let's see how many things I can break in the first wave here. Here's my wings. Here's my wings. Okay, that's 2. Where's the 3rd piece? Oh, it's his chest piece up here. Ooh, I might actually be able to do it. Hold on. Can I get it? Oh, I think I can get it. I might be able to do all 3 in one. There it is. Oh my god, whole first phase in the first try. Let's go. Okay. See if we can get... Let's see if we can get the whole second phase in one go. Alright, wait for his wing, wait for his wing. Wait for his wing. Nice. Oh, really? Oh, that's too high? Yeah, I think it was just a little too high there. Okay, that's one. Ooh, this one might not work because of the storm. Oh, no, it'll work. Okay. There's two. Ooh, I'm getting hit by the storm. There we go. There's three. Easy peasy. Done. That Colgera was done. Done. That's crazy that I didn't fight that one. Like I fought like I feel like I fought all the Colgeras, but it's not. Alright, so that one's almost dead there. It's a lot of pose right there. Ba-da-da-da. I think that's close to, if not all, the rest of the charges that I need. No, hold on. How many does I need? No, I need 9. I think I need 10 more, so I think I need 1,000. I think. Do I enjoy Tears of the Kingdom more than Breath of the Wild? Honestly, I feel like I can't really compare them because they are so similar. You know, they are quite literally a direct sequel. Like they're, you know, they play the same, they feel the same. But Breath of the Wild just like I don't want to say changed my life because people use that so like willy-nilly. But Breath of the Wild really was like a game that I just completely like I fell in love with it and I completely immersed myself in it. And I loved it so much and I loved the exploration. And Tears of the Kingdom is doing the same thing for me, but it doesn't feel the same because Breath of the Wild already did it, if that makes sense. So I can't say, I genuinely, honestly can't say which one I love more. Tears feels bigger and it feels more full. There was quite a bit in Breath of the Wild where I felt there's just a lot of empty space. But yeah, Tears definitely feels more full than Breath. But then you have like stuff like this where it's like this underground area where it's like just nothing and pitch black. Well, it's not pitch black anymore because I lit all the stuff, but you know, exploring this in the pitch black, I was like, this is annoying and frustrating. Alright, so this one's done. Next is this one, which is also a Colgera. Oh, I have the hiccups now. Anybody in chat can also answer that question. If they prefer Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom more. Okay. Oh, there's Colgera right there. Easy to find. Have I fought this one? I think I have. Yep, there's no treasure down there. Okay, so I did 2 out of the 3. I thought I did all of them. Ooh, that one got close there. Alright. Alright, where's your belly? Here it is. Oof. Oh, nope, 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 nope. I moved that one. Got him. Got that one. Where's his front? Where's his front? Ah, I can't get over here. Oh, another one. Another phase 1 and first go. Let's go. Wow, look at all those. Look at all those pose. 1, 2. Oh, he hit me. 1, 2. Oh yes, turn right into where I need to shoot you. That's even better. And 2. Easy peasy, chat. Mind chow in chat. Mind chow. I still can't believe that Colgera actually hit me. Where's all the pose that I saw while I was up in the air? What? I'm so irritated with Spotify. Spotify is like marked a song explicit, which like, okay, I get it. I'm an adult. I understand like, how explicit music works. And then they censored it. And so like I was like jamming out, like singing my song, like listening, getting like dressed and stuff like that. And they censored the word fuck. And I was like, why did you mark it explicit? Like, why are you censoring? There you go, Devin. You got it. Oof, oof. I'm getting ouchies. I really don't need pose anymore because I've collected all of the armor that they'll give me, but it's good to get bombs with. It's essentially free bombs. Oh, I need to change that Colgera to defeated. Dev, when do you go back? This week, right? Oh my god, this is like, there's so many. Started back, oh, today. Yep, wishing I had more time off, yeah. I can imagine. It's never enough time. Like, it's never enough time. Kinda sad, actually. Okay, this one's done. Let's change this to done. Okay, so those 3 are done. Now, we've got these 3 right here. So, this is a Queen Gibdo, which I hate. So let's get the Gibdo out of the way, I guess. God, I hate them so much. Free rupees? Yeah, exactly. And then after this, so after I finish defeating all 12, which we're halfway through, 1, 2, no, we should be over halfway. Yeah, we're over halfway through because we should have 7 now, right? We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, okay. So once these are done, we will go upgrade the rest of our batteries. And then that will probably be it just for tonight. I know it's a little bit of a shorter stream. But I did have some stuff I wanted to get done today that I have been putting off. And I wanted to show off the new emotes. Oh, there they are. Right there. Look at that. They're so cute. Ooh, I haven't fought her yet. Well, of course I haven't, because I hate fighting her. Can I shoot her with these? Yes. Amazing. Amazing that that works. Don't hit me. It still hit me? That is such bullshit. That it still hit me. Wow, she really turned away. Didn't she? I can't stand this boss. I know I haven't complained about any other bosses, but I can't stand this boss. I honestly can't stand this boss. I can't stand... This is like... I'm so glad that this is the last one I have to fight, because I can't stand this boss. Ugh. The whole concept is so frustrating. Alright, Riju, let's get rid of some of these hives. I guess. Okay. Ah! My nose itches! Alright, can I just... Hold on. Yeah, let's just... Where's she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Oh, she's up there. Fall down. Fall down. Hey, Steph! Okay, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her. No, don't let her get up. I don't want to have to do this again. There we go. Nice. Steph, how was your weekend? Okay, there we go. So she's donezo. So we've got 2 Gomas and 2 Mukto rocks left, and that's it, chat. That's all she wrote. Heyo. Heyo. Okay. Up. 1,000. We just broke 1,000 pose. I'm pretty jealous of you. Your mac and cheese. So you made boxed mac and cheese. I have a little tiny bit of that mac and cheese left that I'm gonna warm up after stream. Tonight, Steph, you weren't here earlier. I didn't sleep very well, so I have a goal tonight. We're doing our goal. And then we're ending stream. It's gonna be probably a short stream today because I didn't sleep very well, and I'm kind of in a funky mood, you know. With ham, yam. I am. Ham, I am. Yeah. So what we're doing is there are 12 dungeon bosses in the depths. And they are the same 4 bosses that are in the temples, you know, above ground, whatever. But there's 12 of them underground. We are fighting all 12, killing them, getting their charges, and finishing upgrading our batteries. So that is the goal for the night. We are actually making pretty good time. So once we're done with this, we upgrade our batteries. I'll see what time it is. And then maybe we'll find something else to do, but... This is pretty much what my goal is tonight, is to defeat these underworld bosses today. Alright, so the next one is this one, which is a Goma. Okay, I like Gomas. Goma fights aren't bad. Yeah, so that's what we're doing tonight. So it's a little short stream. I just wanted to hang out with you guys because I haven't streamed since Wednesday, because Friday I was planning on streaming, but I was working with Eris on my emotes literally all night. And I figured with how cute they came out, you guys would understand. Hit her. Oh, that would've been so good if I actually hit her. I love the ghost one dead, yeah. I know, I have to move them around a little bit because it was hard to pick which ones to, like which ones to put in, like, which tier. because I want everyone to be able to use them. Listen, guys, we just need to get me Twitch partner so that way I can have all these wonderful emotes. Come here, come here. No. Amazing. Wispy. I know, they're so good. They're so good. She did such a good job. She did such a good job. I mean, she always does, but she did such a good job. Amazing. Oh, it's such a cheese and I don't even care. This one's about to break, this one's about to break. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Okay, there's phase 2. Phase 2, phase 2. Okay. So phase 2, the only thing that changes is she like traps you in like the explosive like little rocks or whatever. But yeah, you can just rewind and get them out. There we go. Oh my god, Yunobo's in front of me and I can't get out. There we go. I love how she doesn't blow herself up. It's so funny. That's the one thing about like just video game bosses is like their attacks like never hurt themselves. It's so funny. Like IRL, it totally would. No, 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 yes, there we go. I was like, don't shake me off. Don't shake me off. Okay, easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Okay. Let's fuse that bad boy to another one of these. Shake it off. No, not me! No, not me! Seriously. I was like, don't shake me. I'm supposed to be here, I swear. Ooh, look at that. That's a lot of stuff to mine over there. But I'll bet you there's anemones over there. Alright, so we should have enough charges now to completely max out our batteries. That's exciting. Oh, we have to change this marker because I killed him. Done. Alright, let's get these pose. I really, really, really want to get that zonite over there, but I have the feeling that the closer we get, it'll start loading in enemies. Whee! Wow, you really just took me out of... Who did that? Who hit the bomb flower? It may have been me, but I didn't think I was close enough. Okay. Yeah, see, there's enemies. They're loading now. Dang, not worth. Alright, next is this one, which is also a marbled goma. The marbled gomas are easy, though. Easy. Easy. Okay. Guys, I need to know. This is a very important question. What did everyone have to eat for dinner? Tell me. I must know. Hello? Oh, there she goes. Bye! Mac and cheese with ham and broccoli? Yes, you did tell me that. Barbaritos. Oh, but I like Barbaritos. What'd you get from Barbaritos? And Coke Zero. Very nice. I had a little bit of my mac and cheese. Actually, I think I'm gonna do it in a bit when I end stream. I had mac and cheese and I had chop suey. Like, together. It was, like, so good. You guys don't even understand. It was so good. Roll up. Yes, amazing. Come here. Come here! Bro! Barbecue chicken, red beans, and rice, and some corn. Oh, Tatiana, that sounds really good. That sounds really good, actually. Spin to win! Spin to win, spin to win, spin to win! Okay. What is it? What is it? A Meditite? I need to start catching Pokemon better. Okay, phase 2, my favorite. My favorite. Bam. Ooh, you are feisty bish today. Come here, Lunobo. There we go, get knocked down. Yeah, no kidding. I love food. I don't think you understand. Every single stream, you can ask chat. Every single stream, I always ask everyone to tell me what they ate for dinner. It's always, how was your day or weekend or whatever, and what did you eat? The leg and thigh attached together. Ooh, yum. What is Barbaritos? It's a Mexican restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's good. Okay. Okay. Change this one, because this one's done. Okay, so now we've got 2 left. We have 2 Mukto rocks left. Gross. So we've got these 2 right here. Okay. Gross. The Mukto rocks suck. Sucto rock. Sucto rock, wow. Yeah. I hate him. He sucks. I haven't beat this one. Look. So if you did this, if you did just this, this would have been 1,200. 1,200 charges right off the bat. Wait, is this water? I don't remember. It does! Choo-choo jelly acts like water? That's a crazy. Spin a win. Go to second phase, go to second phase. No, damn it. No, come here. Second phase. There it is. Okay. Oof, shit, I missed. Ah, turn around! Link, turn around! No! Does this not clean up? Oh, it does. Okay, it does. Ooh, shit. Oh my god. Spin to win, let's go! Didn't get enough. Tulin, do you really think now? You think now is the time? Shit. My bow just broke. Alright, whatever. This isn't a difficult boss, but the second phase is just annoying, because, like, you just have to be able to shoot him, or to do this. You have to be able to hit him before he gets anywhere, really. Wait, oh my god, why did you not spin to win, dummy? Oh, no. Got him. Come on, spin! Why are you not spinning? Damn it. This is why I can't stand two-handed weapons. The fact that it took so long to wind up that spin is so frustrating, honestly. There it is. Alright, now we need one more of these dummies. And we're done. Okay. I don't think I've even used any Octo-Rock stuff, like, at all in this game. I used a little bit in Breath of the Wild, but not very much in this one so far. Alright, this one's done. Alright, last one is up here. How are we gonna get there? I guess this one. And then work our way over. Wait, what is marked there? Probably a Lionel, if I had to guess. There's a boss marked right there. I'm curious as to what it is. Oh, we are on fire. We are on fire, chat. Okay. So we've got to go. So basically we need to go here first. Okay, how? How, spooky? Spooky. I really wish that the, like, the special outfits, like, specifically, like, I wish that the Dark Link... Oh, look, we're not hot anymore. Like, I specifically wish that, like, the Dark Link outfit, number one, I wish it had a benefit. Other than night speed. But I also, like, I wish that it didn't cost star fragments to upgrade this stuff. Ah, it is a Lionel, and I just, like, fell, like, right here. Alright. He's scaly. He's very scaly. Alright, we're gonna try it, chat? Should we try it? Let's do some gloom resist. Alright, let's save. Because we're definitely gonna die. Alright, we're gonna put some... Where is he? He's over there. Alright. I think I can prep right here. Put some rockets on my shields. Not many. Probably just like 4 or 5. Okay. And then we'll do this. Okay, so there's 4 rockets. How many arrows do I have? 48? Okay. Let's go get our ass handed to us by this Lionel. Ooh, doesn't reach very far at all. Yeah, I shouldn't have. Oh, he literally is like, what? What? What's going on? What the fuck just happened there? Look at this. Lionel is like, what's going on? Did somebody shoot at me? There we go. I shot him and zapped him for the first one. Woo! I didn't even have a chance to respond to that one. What do you have? Do you have a crusher? No, you don't have a crusher, just a claymore? Holy Christ. Like, what is with this armor? Alright, get up. No, get up. Mount. Mount. There we go. Ooh! Oh my god, and it used it? Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, I can't see through Tulin. I can't see through Tulin. There you go. He's down. Mount. Mount. There we go. Oh, shit. I was too slow. Shit. Oh, that's a massive waste of time. Fuck. Oh, damn. And I've lost a I lost a shield. And that's a second shield I've lost. That's actually really annoying. That, like, you don't actually have to, like... the shield doesn't actually have to be used for it to be used. Ooh, I went right over his head like a dummy. Why am I shooting? Why? Jesus. There's no way right now. Damn. He really gloomed all my hearts away. Yep. I have no hearts again. How does this happen every fucking time? Is he even a silver, or is he just an ass? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm dead. There's no fucking way I'm dead. There's absolutely no way. Oh, why? Why are you doing this, Link? He completely fucked me right there. Like, there's not even a word for how bad he just completely screwed me right there. There's not even a word for how bad he just completely screwed me right there with not going into bullet time with that jump. Move, 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 move. Why are you not going into bullet time? Like, I know it's enough space. That's annoying. That's absolutely annoying. It's a good thing I saved right there. That's two times in that fight that he didn't go into bullet time with enough height. No, food's not gonna do anything when I have gloom. That's the problem. Because my hearts are dead. That's the problem. Alright, I guess I need more than 4 rockets because he's gonna fly through them all like an ass. Alright, let's get 2 more. And do this. Yeah, unfortunately. It's annoying, but that's the gimmick. Oh, you know what though? Supposedly, this will break his armor like right off the get. I just have to be able to get a spin to win, which I'm not gonna be able to. Nope, spin. Okay, got him. Okay, mount. Woo, that's not mounting. That is flying. I don't see him. Yeah, he's directly under me. I'm too close to him. Okay, so he should be going down for me to be able to mount him. Mount. There we go. Ooh, I don't have a weapon. Fuck. There we go. Got the second bullet time right there. Okay. Okay, go. Okay. Woohoo! He is going to hit me right now. Oh, yep, I knew it. Nope, let me get a crit. Let me get a crit! Whatever, I'll literally shoot every shot on the way down. There, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. They take entirely too long to die, if you ask me. If you ask me, they take too long to die! Alright, we did it. We did it. Lionels aren't even, like, that hard. Okay, so I have to go this way. Have I been over there? I haven't been in here. What is this? I wanna go here. I haven't been here. I haven't been there, wherever that is. Alright, what did I say this last one is? A Mukdal rock? Gross. Gross. That's an arena, I bet. That's what I bet. I bet that's an arena. What could possibly be inside? Alright, now I have to go where? So delete this. And then I have to go here. So this way. Oh wait, what am I doing? Why am I making this more difficult for myself? This. Build. Guys, this is the cheapest and most effective way of travel in this game. It takes 3 parts. It barely uses power. If you need to build it because for whatever reason you... Oh, see, I already fought this one. Don't have the pieces. It's like 9 zonite or something. It's very inexpensive in terms of like zonite. It's stupid easy to control too. We need water. These work as water, that's right. Right off the bat, broke my bow. I love this for me. Oof. I am running low on bows other than this one. Ooh, shit. I was not prepared for that shot. What are you doing, Link? Like, you quite literally have a targeting system. What are you doing? Alright, no, I'm not using two-handed weapons for this. Not happening. It's not happening. I'll never get a hit on this guy otherwise. Oh. Okay. I don't know what that's even gonna do. Damn, I need to craft some stuff. Ooh. I'm running low on arrows. Okay, second phase. Worst phase. Worst phase of worst boss. Guy's gonna get hit right now. Alright, I need to use the Master Sword or something. I don't know. God, I hate this boss! I hate the Queen Gibdo more, but this one's still very annoying. "23 arrows left. Alright, I'm not wasting what do you call it here? Arrows. That's 1. That's 2. 17 shots left. Shit. That's 2. My Master Sword's gonna fucking break. There's Sidon. Oh god, I really wish that these were like the whatchamacallits from Breath of the Wild, the champions, because I hate not being able to like activate it, you know? Like I just want to activate, not have to chase them the fuck down. No, come on. Damn it. I got 1 hit on it. I got 1 hit on it. Yeah, because with the champions, you like had a specific way to activate them. With these ones, you have to like chase them down, and it's so annoying. You have to like touch them and activate them that way. God. Oh, hit him, hit him! Yes! I'm getting him, I'm getting him. Don't let him up, don't let him up, don't let him up, don't let him up, no! Ah! There he is, he's dead. Looks very annoying. It's very, and I'm very low on arrows, otherwise it wouldn't have been so annoying. Okay, that's all 12. That's all 12. So let's go. Let's mark this. Actually, I want to go over here, but how do I go over here? From here. Let's do this first. I really want to see what's over there. It's a coliseum of some sort. Okay. I have no arrows though, so this is probably a bad idea. Go this way. I like how there's more arrows in Link's little quiver than I have, like, actually on my person. Maybe not. No, maybe not. I think there's like 7 or something in there. That's gotta be annoying, too. Like, having that quiver, like, hitting your butt as you're walking everywhere. Speaking of arrows and quivers, oh? What does that mean, Steph? The new season of Alone started? Oh, did it? I'll have to catch it somehow. I wonder if it's on Hulu. I don't think it's on Hulu. I think that's how I didn't watch last season either. Why are all these people gatekeeping my TV shows? Wow. Amazing. Amazing. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you. The history app and watch it there. Yeah, but I have a stupid smart TV. Like, my smart TV is a Roku TV. And it's doo-doo. Like, it has, like, Netflix and Hulu and Disney, and, like, that's it. Like, there's no Twitch app. There's none of the other, like, good stuff that I use. You know what? Fuck it. Okay. Oh, this is a mine. This is a mine I haven't been to. Abandoned Terry mine. Oh, Terry. I'd never abandon you, Terry. I'd never abandon you, Terry. Terry. All of your TVs are Roku's? Do you have the history, or like, are you able to download the history app? Are you able to download the Twitch app? Because I just want the Twitch app to be able to watch my friends in my room. Yes, I know you're going to give me a schematic in a moment, but I don't have... I'm not ready yet. Right, they have almost every... except Twitch. Yeah, it's annoying. They didn't have it. They have, like... or they did. They had, like, a third-party, like, a third-party Twitch thing, but it didn't work. Has its own channel. Nice. Yes, prepare the parts for me. Yes. Prepare the parts for me. Riju, you're a little zap happy. Like, relax with all that. That's annoying. Okay. There we go. Yes, yes, I get it. Yes, yes, good job. Ooh, what this? Pink, you'll never guess what. April, what? Are you gonna say chicken butt? You started playing Breath of the Wild for the first time? Oh my god, tell me everything. Do you like it? Do you love it? How far have you gotten? Have you beaten it? Are you gonna go straight to Ganon? Are you gonna speedrun it? Oh my god, tell me everything. Tell me everything. I'm loving it so much. I love Breath of the Wild. Like, oh my god. Anytime my friends start it, I'm like, tell me everything. What'd you do? 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 Tell me exactly where you've gone. Every step you've taken. But I've got to be the dumbest person with these puzzles? No. Mm-mm. Nope. Some people really, really, really struggle. Pink, you don't understand. No, April. I've seen some people. I have seen some people. Alright. So. I have to go back up to the surface and get some batteries. And I think my batteries are going to be maxed out. I think. Let's go up. I was doing a puzzle and spent 30 minutes longer in the room than I should have because it turned out that I'd already... I've already beaten the puzzle. I waste a lot of time doing puzzles just to find out that, like, it's the second puzzle that's, like, for, like, the bonus chest, not the puzzle to, like, solve the shrine. And I'll be like, I've spent an hour on this puzzle that I didn't need to do. Okay. I've only done the 3 beginning shrines so far. I started this past week. So wait, so you're still on the Great Plateau? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You've got so much. You've got so much to do. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Breath of the Wild, like, I know I'm biased. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know I'm biased. But Breath of the Wild is just so good. Like, there's so much to do. And everybody can play it differently. And, like, go at their own pace. Like, it's just so good. It's such a good game. It's so well done. Time passes so quick. Yeah. Time passes so quick with this one, too. Like, I was like, this is gonna be a short little stream tonight, guys. And I'm already almost at 2 hours. Alright. Upgrade my stuff. It's producing. Here we go. My battery's done. Can't go too fast or too slow. Yeah, exactly. Because there's no rush, yeah. And there's, like... The thing about these games in particular, like the Zelda games in particular, is that, like, there's, like, the looming, like, you know, you need to go save the princess and you need to go, like, you need to go do this. But there's no, like, Link, 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 don't forget, don't forget. Like, there's no constant, like, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, the game is like, hey, this is the overarching story. This is what you, like, the final thing that you need to be doing is this. You know, what do you want to do? Like, it's just, I can appreciate that, there's no, like, severe pressure to play the game any sort of way. Dang. Okay, so let's get some cannons here. Let's get, like, 10. Oh, we could only get 10 anyway. Okay, nice. Okay. Let's get all of these. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. No, I got it. Thank you. That one. Yeah, I love these games. I mean, I love all Zelda games. Like, I'm super biased, and I'll be the first person to admit that I'm super biased. But I love Zelda games. I just think they're so well done, and they're so smart, and just, I love them. I love them! Like, there's a lot of games that I want to go back and revisit. Like, I really want to replay Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, but they have not been... Wow. They have not been remastered or whatever, HD-ified on the Switch yet. Okay. Oh! Let's go turn in these wells. Whee! Yes, yes, yes. I think I only got 2. 4? Oh, wow. I have 3! I have 3 wells left to find, chat. Maybe we can go do that for the rest of the night. Let me get like the interactive map. Okay. Okay. So we've got... Man, I wish I could see these wells better. This one we got. Wait, is there a well here? Wait, there's a well here that I haven't got. So that's one. Okay. Right off the bat. There's a well at this stable. May I ask of the wells if it's not a spoiler? I'm not sure how I would know if it's a spoiler ahead of time, but go ahead. Go ahead. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. Thank you. Let's get our snow clothes. Okay, so there's a well here somewhere that apparently I didn't get. Oh, well, let me turn my sensor on. Target with sensor. Okay. Where's the well over here? Oh, wow. I'm just really blind. Like, legitimately, like, there's just no reason other than I am unable to see things, apparently. Alright, let's do... hold on, let's do this. Did you get the ones at Ateno Village? Because there are a couple with names, but they are connected underneath. I did, yeah. I did. I've been, using my sensor. It's Ateno. Why am I... What? Here it is. Yeah, I've been using my sensor. So there's the north, the west, the east, and the south. And then the secret well. Yeah, I've been using my sensor to find them. My laptop crashed and rudely interrupted our conversation. Wow, I thought you just absolutely hated me, April. Okay, I see. Wow, that was also a very rude game. But thank you, Tatiana. But yeah, I did get those ones. Relatively early, I think. No, go in. Alright, I was trying to, like, do this efficiently and not have to get a bunch of stuff out, but apparently this game absolutely hates me. There we go. Nice. You're an awesome human. Thanks, April. But yes, as we were saying, it's a great game. There's so much to do. It's good. I'm glad that you're finally giving it a chance. Not that you didn't want to give it a chance, but I'm glad that you're finally able to experience it, I guess is what I should say. Hey, DJ! How's the day? Ooh, we need to put our stealth suit on here. I'm gonna be cold though, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, perfect. Give. No. Give. Give. I just didn't think I'd like it, so I never felt the need to buy it. I see. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like, there's a lot of games where I'm like, I don't think I'll like it because, like, I've only ever seen, like, bits and pieces. Like, for example, like, there's a lot of games that I'm like, I don't think I'll like it because just, like, the stupid controversy or whatever that's, like, surrounding it. But a lot of times, like, I end up liking the games just fine, you know? Are very hit or miss for me because I get overwhelmed and I don't get to... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's completely understandable. Like, that's a completely understandable thing. There are some games, like, even me, somebody who does actually love open world games, and I love the freedom of open world games, there have been times where even I'm like, I need a direction. Like, I need to literally be told what to do. I need a direction. Alright, so there's one over here somewhere. According to the map. Let us get a Pona. Your presentation was moved to next week. Are you happy about that, DJ, or no? Are you happy to have more time, or were you ready to get it over with? Oh, Laz, that's very nice of you.
Aye. Oh.
I want to take.
Oh.
Guys, I have actually a Pona.
Oh.
Actually a Pona, because I got amiibos. Very happy? That's good. I'm glad.
Oh. Ha.
Okay, let's go, Epona. Fast girl. The fastest girl, let's go. I'm cold. Oh, there's a sign guy. Hold on. We must stop and help. So this is a cheese that I learned from Astro. You guys are more than welcome to copy it yourself if you'd like. Not sure when I had them, but you had presents in your bag? Or when you got them, I mean. Look at that cheese. Look at that cheese! And Azrael in chat. Group and I had to change the theme. Oh, so yeah, so you're good now that you've got a little extra time to get ready, huh, DJ? Oh, Laz. Laz, do you want to see something that I learned? That's kind of a cheese. But, you know, did you know that if you have something that can freeze, like meat, for example, and you don't build it, but you just leave it hovering, it has to be freezing. Oh, this might not work. It might not be cold enough. Look! 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 It turns into icy meat even though I haven't actually built anything. Look! Look! I'm not building anything! Free meat. I end up choosing hiccups. I know what hiccups mean. That's not what I mean. Like, but what does that mean? Like, what are you doing for your presentation? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? I'm curious what this is over here. That's hacky. Check your inventory. It is. It's here. How do you think I have 29K? How do you think I have 29K? It's there. It's there. I sold 400 and something earlier. Yeah, it's stupid. Like, the game should know. Like, the game should literally know that I have not built anything. And it freezes the meat. It's like, the game should know better. The game should know better. No, it's just free meat, Laz. I did this for about a half hour yesterday, and I made like 30K. See, it must be too warm now. If it gets too warm and you're not technically freezing, it won't work anymore. Yeah, it must have gotten too warm. But yeah, no, it doesn't pull meat. It doesn't pull meat out of anything. It just does it. Like I said, I did this for about a half hour yesterday. And I was like, there's no way this is real. Get that out of my face. All of you. Get that out of my face. I can't do anything. It's so funny. No. 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 Oh shit. He hits hard, I forgot. If that means infinite chew jelly as well? I don't know. Talk about free fucking... Yeah, Laz, literally, look, I have 29K. And that's after I went and I, like, bought everything in every shop in, like, Rito Village and stuff. Like, I have to go get, there's some armors I need to get still. Like, I need to get all of the jewelry stuff. And I need to get the radiant armor still. Oh, shit. Completely missed there like a dummy. But yeah, the game just like, the game like thinks that the meat is there, but it's not. So it just like gets confused. It just doesn't know what to do. These are adorable. Thank you, Laz. She did such a good job. I'm so happy with them. I wanted something. I wanted something fresh, and I didn't want to have my emotes matching me anymore. So yeah. So we did a little refresh, a little cleanup, a little update, and I'm absolutely in love. I'm absolutely in love with them. They came out so good. She did such a good job. Every single one came out exactly how I wanted. They're adorable. I'm so happy with them. I'm like, literally, my artist is just like, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky because she understands everything that I'm trying to convey. Like, she gets me, you know? But thank you guys. That means a lot. That means a lot. I'm so happy with them. Like, I am so happy with them. Like, the pizza one and the Pikachu one, the Pikachu had me wheezing. When she sent me, like, the first version of the Pikachu, I literally was crying. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Like, it's so stupid looking. Sweaty is such a good one. Yeah, the Sweaty is a good one. The pizza one, the cozy one, the Pikachu one. Like, I love all of them. Like, I can't even pick a favorite one, honestly. I genuinely love all of them. Like, even the Hydrate is so cute with the little thumbs up. It's just, they're all so good. They all came out so good. Are there people? Ooh, there's not people. Hey, Nyx. How you doing? Nyx, how was your weekend? Oh, these are all toasty. Not bad. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. We are doing a little bit of a short stream today. I guess I said shorter than the normal stream today. Because I didn't sleep very well last night. And I kind of feel like I'm in a bit of a mood. And I didn't want to like be in a mood on stream, but I still wanted to stream. So we're kind of playing it by ear. I finished my goal for the evening, which was to defeat all 12 bosses in the underworld, in the depths, which I did. I finished that, and I finished upgrading my batteries. So that's done. So now I'm just trying to finish whatever this is. Like, I don't know what this is. Oh, a well. That's where we're going. We're going to the well. Okay, let's go. And I have actually Epona. Actually Epona, because I got amiibos in the mail today, which I'm excited about. So this mark, is this a... It is. There's a shrine over here. But how get shrine? How get shrine? Guys, 2 hours into stream and Nyx is just getting second. You guys gotta check them. Sometimes people don't get them. What is this? Sabantha Village Ruins. Monster. Does he say Snowway? Is that what he just said? Get out. Get out of my game, sir. Snow, no. Snowway. Well, that sucks, because that would have been nice to keep around. Where the heck? Like, I hear it. I hear the beeping. Now you're curious what? Oh, if it'll work? It has to be cold enough, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Steph. I didn't even see. Oh, it's right here. I'm so dumb. That's new? Not really. It's been around for a little bit. Oh, you're a bad guy, aren't you? You're all bad guys, aren't you? Like, what am I supposed to find in these? These are all bad guys. They want me to fight. Free chew jelly to convert into either Hebra or Death Mountain. Oh, yeah, so if you just link a bunch of... Hold on. Let's see. So if you just link a bunch of chew jelly... Well, basically, if you drop a bunch of chew jelly, it'll do it, right? Is the stick? Hi, Galaxy. The stick's is a classic. Good old stick. Galaxy, how are you doing, my friend? Alright, let's find our chew jelly. Here we go. Oh my god, I hit the wrong button. It's not cold enough. Hold on, it's not cold enough. Oh, it's too early. Hold on. If we wait till nighttime, it'll be cold. Is there a fire over here? The Master Sword stick? The Master Stick? Alright, I guess we'll go down here and wait till evening. Evening. Stop. Stop. Ooh, this is different. Very nice. Very nice. I could use Yonobo, but, you know, no. It's annoying. He annoys me. Okay, so. Tulin, what are you doing in that hole? Alright, let's use this. Wait, is this gonna melt? It might melt all these dudes over here, but that's fine. It's fine. We're gonna sit until night. I'm curious, though. I might actually look it up. Like, I'm curious what the best thing to fuse to the Master Sword technically is. Oh, see, it's still not cold enough. It needs to be in the second little notch. The second from the bottom. It's in the third notch right now. Okay, so that one's there. That is very out of context bad. My girlfriend cleaned the spare bedroom. Now I can't find my $200 webcam. Oh. Whoa. That sucks. Does she know where she put it? Or have you not asked her yet? Alright, it's still too warm. It's still too warm. Get cold, please. Get cold, please. Okay, there we go. So it should be cold enough now. Because it's below the second notch. So, if we hold a bunch of choo-choo jelly, will it turn into white choo-choo jelly? Then we drop. Why you no turn cold? Oh, it doesn't freeze like meat. Every time she cleans, things go missing. My theory is that instead of cleaning, she just tosses everything in a random bin. The webcam is probably lost forever. Lol. Yeah, see, it's not cold enough. A gibble. How's your week been? My week was okay. I had a little rough couple days in the middle there. Just a lot of feelings of like loneliness and like being left out because my friend group all started a game that I was not playing. So the week got a little tough in the middle, but that's a Lionel. That's a red Lionel. Let's go kill him. But I think we're doing better now. I'm okay now. How's everybody's week been? You guys have been like turning up for all my streams and stuff, and I am super thankful. Yeah, sorry about starting that game with you. I know, Galaxy. It's so rude. You don't even think about anybody other than yourself. Jeez. Jeez. No, that's not what it's about. Like, it's not like, it's not even a matter of like, ooh, they played this game without me. But it was like, it went from like 0 to 100, where it was just like, everyone's gone. You're so bad at parkour. Woo! Back up! Back up! Oh, there's a blood moon. Blood moon in the middle of my Lionel fight. Nix, thank you for the egg. Yeah, the egg emote is no longer a sub emote, but it is a BTTV emote, so we can still... Oh, good. I was like, does his health go back up to 1? Woo. Alright, I need to get some air. Hold on. I need to get up. Yeah, so Blood Moons, if you haven't played this or Breath of the Wild, what Blood Moons do is they actually reset the world. So it respawns like all of the enemies that you've killed since the last Blood Moon. It resets. And so every couple hours, like real life hours, every real life hour, couple hours, it does a Blood Moon, so it basically resets the world. So everything that you've killed since the last Blood Moon comes back. So it's basically like how you can fight things more than once and all that stuff. But it sucks if you're in the middle of a fight, because it will respawn like what you're fighting currently. So that's just kind of annoying. But I think we're okay. He's gonna be dead in a second. There he is. Okay. Red Lionels aren't bad. Red Lionels are not bad. This game was so good I had to stop playing. It took over my life and I got depressed. Pesky grown-up brain won't let me enjoy things. Wait, really? Oh, I hate that, like, was it, was it, like, that you were, like, disappointed in yourself for, like, getting so into the game? Like, what made you, like, were you depressed when you couldn't play it? Like, what made you, like, depressed? Because there have been days where I'm like, I need to stop playing. Like, I need to just chill out because, like, I'm not sleeping. But, like, I want to play, you know? Like, I want to play so bad. Okay, so that one's done. So do we have them all now? Alright, so we've got this one. So there's this one. This one and this one. So I've got these two. Okay. Sorry, I'm comparing a map of all the wells. I've got this one. This one. And then there's one next to it. Oh, I do. It was just covered by the thing. Okay. That one. Um, so there's one over here. Okay, I got that. It's just covered. Okay. Hard to explain. Like, I enjoyed it so much. Days felt like they were 2 hours long. So I just felt like I was, I see. Okay. So it was like a guilt. Like, it was like a guilt for, like, yeah, sometimes I do get, sometimes, not very often, because I try to enjoy the things that I enjoy without feeling guilty about them. But there have been times where I'm like, like, I could be doing so much more with my life. Like, I am gonna be completely honest with you, chat, when I say that, like, a lot of my responsibilities have fallen to the wayside since Zelda came out, because I would literally just rather play Zelda than do anything else. So, like, I mean, I don't want to say I haven't. Like, I do laundry. Like, I wash, like, the clothes that I wear to work and stuff like that. But I haven't, like, done laundry for, like, my fun clothes. Because I just don't need to. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm coming home and playing Zelda. I'm not doing anything. You know? So there's a lot of responsibilities that I've just been like, no, I'd rather play Zelda. So I have a lot of, like, wasted time guilt, not necessarily depression, but I understand. And not feel any guilt, yeah. Yeah, see, with you, you've got other people to think about and be responsible for. Me, on the other hand, nobody loves me, so I don't have to worry about anybody else. I can do whatever I want. Ooh, give. Got it. Got it. I can't see shit. Holy. Oh, I'm gonna get electrocuted because I can't see anything. Okay. God, I can't see anything. My 2.2, yeah, but you know what I mean. I don't have to worry about, you played video games all day today and didn't give me attention. I have parasocial love, not actual love. There's a difference. There's a difference. I don't think I can even... I don't think I can go down that road again. Is this gonna burn me in here? Holy shit. Holy, oh my god, okay. Oh, he did not just eat me. Only be food? I think it's only freezable food. Come on. Spit your little nubby out. There you go. Yeah, it's gotta be only freezable food. But I mean, the prime meat is like 40 a pop, so that's pretty decent. Well, how am I gonna get over there, I wonder? Oh, like this? Ah! I think D4 is crossplay on my weeks off if you're interested. Me and the wife and girlfriend use the 4th. Oh, really? Don't ever say that again. Say what again? Oh. I was like, what did I say? But it is! It's a little nubby! It's a little nubberoni. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? No, don't burn. Wow. One wing. Okay. Was that all of the... I think that's all of them. Let's go turn those in. There's a dude from one of the Facebook groups who started streaming 6 months ago at 30 plus average views. He literally plays popular games and people show up. I don't understand. Galaxy, this is gonna make me quit. Honestly, it gets harder and like I know chat, I know you don't like hearing this. I know. But like it's getting harder and harder and harder and harder to sit down and go live every fucking day. Just like the changes that are happening on the platform dying, like it's just it's so it's not as much fun as it used to be, for sure. One wing to rule them all. Alright, so this should be it. What are we gonna get from this? It better be something good. It's gonna be like a rupee or something.
Ah. Huh? Ma. Wow.
Yay! Oh my god! That's so cute. What do I do with it? Look, she gave me a little snow globe. What do I do with it? Can I put it in my house? Can I put it in my house? All right, let's go drop off this photo I took. Where is it? It's here. Here it is. Okay. This one can go here. Don't break it and drink the water. I love Twitch, but I saw him sit like right now. I'm just like, ugh, I'm so unhappy with it. Do people actually do that stuff? Like, is that a thing? I mean, I guess I don't doubt that that's probably a thing. But yeah, I was gonna say probably. Alright, we are going to solve this guy's problem right quick. Okay, so you go there, you go right there. Let go, sir. Let go, sir. Amazing. Amazing. Take this with my hand. Ooh, thank you. But yeah. I started building them like that for a while. Like, I was, like, actually building them. And then, yeah. Why work harder when you can work smarter? Thank you, DJ.
Ah.
I don't think that's the right one. I think that's the wrong picture. Is coffee or actual... I will drink actual water, okay? It was coffee. Here's my water. This is such a dumb picture, honestly. Now you're happy? Okay, good. Good, good, good.
Ah.
Chili mushroom risotto. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. Scun tank in chat. Wait, really? How have I not finished this one yet? Really? That's crazy that I haven't finished this one yet. Ugh. My hip has been hurting. Don't get old, guys. Don't get old. Don't get old. It sucks. Oh, yeah, no, I definitely haven't done this. I definitely haven't done this one. A night ball. Steph, where do you get all these, balls from? Oh, you caught it, Steph. Okay, so. Let's do this first. Hey, Mock, how are you? Welcome in, friendo. How's the weekend? No, no, no. Fuck. There we go. Ooh, battling. Dog sat last night for my folks. Saw them today for Father's Day, and it was good. Nice. Oh yeah, it is Father's Day. Anyone who celebrates, did you have a nice Father's Day? I do not celebrate. But it's been a while since I actually did that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't Poke-Dailied in a while. Alright, good. Now get him and don't let him hit me. Go. No, don't break, don't break, no! Okay. No! Oh my god. They hit so hard. It's like actually not fair. Like, they hit stupid hard. Barracudas, though, die in one hit, which is funny. Wait, what's still? Oh, this. There we go. No more boomies. Are the Aracudas counting? Probably. No, thank you. Give me your eyes. Give me your eyes. Alright, so there's one more boat. One more boat. Oh my god, why? Link, why? Just woke him up from his worst nap of his life. Look at this dude. He is having a really rough time right now. Oh, that felt so good. No. 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 You stay in your corner. No. 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 Oh my god!
It's liked just resubscribed for 34 months.
34 months.
It's so many months less than 3.
Britt, thank you so much. 30, that's almost 3 years, guys. Almost 3 years. Next month is my 3-year Twitch anniversary. That's fucking wild. That's absolutely wild. Almost. Almost. Britt, how are you? How's things? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Well, I haven't seen you in forever, but I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. For the first time in forever, Brit's in my chat. Where is this treasure? Three years is like 50 years in Twitch time. It is. Hi, Trem. Welcome in. But it is, right? Like, I'm literally, like, I need to retire now. I'm so old in Twitch terms. I'm super busy buying a house. Wait, back the fuck up. Since when? Wait, since when? I'm so happy, Britt. I'm so happy for you. Well, I mean, obviously, like, I'm sure it hasn't, like, actually happened yet, but I'm so happy for you. Hi, driver. I love you. We gotta catch up. Yeah, no kidding. Holy shit, Britt. Good for you. Did you get a job? Wait, did you get a job? Driver, how's things? How's Diablo? I'm thinking I might possibly, maybe possibly, don't count me on this, maybe possibly, might possibly, maybe be starting my Diablo journey this week. Maybe. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Might, maybe. I've been seeing you play a lot of Destiny, Britt. Are you playing with Fuego? Diablo? Yeah, it was gifted to me. Diablo 4 was gifted to me. And I hesitated and hesitated and hesitated on accepting it. Because you know how I get with people who are parasocial and buy games for me with the expectation that, like, that's, like, one-on-one time with me. So I was hesitant to accept it, but, they messaged me and they're like, there's literally no strings attached, like, I just want you to, like, enjoy it. And I was like, It's fun, yeah, that's what I've heard. And all my friends are playing it, and I'm all lonely, so... I've been preoccupied with Destiny. Yeah, that's what I said. I said I saw you out a lot on Destiny. Are you... I assume you're playing with Fuego and stuff? Yeah, I, like, went to go do the new dungeon. And, we did it, like, for, like, a couple hours, like, the first weekend it came out. And then whatever schedules or whatever, and we just couldn't finish it. And then we never played Destiny again, and I was just like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, I'm not gonna sit here. Like, I am not gonna sit here and, like, pretend that, like, Zelda has not consumed my life. But, like, I'm also still, like, trying to play games with my friends and still, like, trying to hang out with my friends. And everyone's like, Diablo! And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go play Zelda then. There's no Korok here for real? Oh! Oh, shit! That was unexpected. That was unexpected. Ascending the taint, please. No, can't ascend to the taint. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You disguised yourself good, Mr. Rockman. I did not see that one coming. The game has me in a chokehold and I don't know why. I'm missing so much newness with Diablo, but like weekly challenges. Listen, if you like what you like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Diablo's not fucking going anywhere. And like maybe once all the hype like dies off and like everyone and their mother like chills the hell out with Diablo, then maybe more people will want to play. You know? Okay, that's 2 slams on that guy. Cause like from what I've seen, and like only like what I've seen on like social media and stuff, is like the servers are like so like they're not bad, but like people sometimes can't get in for hours at a time. I can't even like, oh my god, I can't even see, like it's not even loading the game. All right, I need to get away. Like this is annoying. I'm gonna start. I haven't decided. Because then you have the whole problem where like number one, like you're behind everybody. You're behind everybody. Nobody's gonna start over for you to like teach you to be with you. So you're behind everybody. Second of all, like my friends have already like played without me. Like I don't want holy fucking ragdoll! Is that a joke? Is that a joke? I'm 27 miles away now. Holy fucking ragdoll. Yeah, but it's the fucking ragdoll in this game. Like, they took the ragdoll in Breath of the Wild and they pumped it up to like a fucking 1,000. Like, there's no reason why you should be ragdolling and flying all over the place half these times. Stupid. It's so stupid. Anyways, but like, I also like, I don't want sympathy playing. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, well, we already blew her off and we already started this game without her, but I guess we'll play. Like, I don't want sympathy. You know, and then you also get all the other people who like come out of the woodwork and they're like, I'll play with you. And it's like, I don't even know who you are. So there's just a lot of like, I don't know if I even want to bother at this point. Like, people on Twitter are like, I'll play Diablo with you. And I'm like, hello, Mr. 2-follower Frank. I've never fucking met you before. Like, no. I'm like level 10. We could play. I know absolutely nothing. Like I said, it's just like, there's a lot of people who are like, we could play. And it's just like, again, like, I know nothing. And I don't think people realize how, like, nothing I know. I get to each, it's really easy. So, like, I don't know, I feel like I naturally probably would have, like, gravitated towards, like, the sorcerer class, but, somebody else in the group that I normally play with has already picked a sorcerer. So I'm like, well, I don't want to like double class if there's another class that'd be more beneficial. But like, also like, that's the class that I would have played, so screw me. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. No, I get it, Laz, but like... And this is gonna sound mean and just like... take it with a grain of salt. But like, I play video games with the same group of people every single night. And now that group of people has decided, like... this is what we're doing instead. So it's just kind of like... I'm just kind of bitter right now is all. So just like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, I'm just bitter. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But usually, like, when you have, like, a group of people who play together, you try to... You know, you try to coordinate and match your skills and your strengths and stuff, you know? No, you don't. Not in Diablo. See, I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah, so it's not that I don't want to play with other people, because like that's not what it is at all. It's just like I'm feeling a certain way because I've been treated a certain way. I guess if that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, this is actually right about where I wanted to go right about till 9 o'clock, so that's perfect. I understand that completely, yeah. You got the Pokemon? Let's go, DJ! Let's go, DJ! Alright, what else do we have for my... what do you call it? This one I can't get. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Like, it's just like it went from like 0 to 100, where it was like everybody was kind of like chilling, doing their own thing. Everybody was just like having a good time. And then it's like everyone is like on this game, and I'm just like, okay. Okay, wait, what? Make it sparkle and radiate burning passion. She's also unable to use monster parts. Laura was asked to decorate a weapon, but she was stunned for the specific request to make it sparkle and radiate burning passion. So does it need to be something fire? Sparkle and burning passion. So it needs to be something fire, right? For every 5 you get 1 Pokemon? That's a 20% rate. That's not terrible. That's 20%. Alright, let me see who's on that we could potentially raid. Oh. I am tired. Why am I so tired? It's because I'm old. I'm an old lady, guys. Wait, you're tired? I am tired. And ending at 9? I know. I know. Bad sleep. Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. Sparkle sounds like Dazzle. That 3-year Twitch mark. I know. Just, yeah, it's just tonight. It's just tonight. I didn't sleep very well last night. So, just for tonight, we're ending a little on the early side. Alright, Let's go bother Bubbles. Try taking a 30-minute nap? Maybe. Maybe. But I also want to sleep through the night, so I might not. Alright, we're gonna go bother Bubbles. I might, don't count me on this. Tomorrow's Monday, so I will stream tomorrow. I might try to squeeze in a short stream on Tuesday to kind of make up for the fact that I'm ending a little bit early today. But yeah, thank you for being understanding. I don't know why I didn't sleep very well last night. But yeah, I'm just pretty worn out. And we did what we wanted to do. We killed all 12 of these bosses down here. Look at those swords. All 12 of those swords down there. So we did what we wanted to do. I am going to stop procrastinating. I'm gonna stop procrastinating, and we will probably finish this game this week, or at least do like the boss fight this week. There's a weird sleep for you too. Welcome to the club. Yeah, I don't know why. Take your rest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna chill. I'll probably game for a little bit longer just to kind of wind down after stream. Yeah. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you being understanding. But yeah, let's go hang out with Bubbles. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for surprise, surprise, more Zelda. And maybe let's fight Ganon this week. Maybe let's maybe beat this game this week. How do you think? Hi bye, Franklin. Later, Gator. Good night, guys. Good night. Thanks for hanging. Go say hi to Bubbles. Stay safe. Make good choices. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.